Alright everybody, what's up? SUMARI Dark Arts back once again. I don't even know what video this is, man, honestly. I lost track. And I actually didn't plan to make this video. Usually I get in the mood and I say, alright, today I'm gonna make a video, but actually just this moment I was just sitting down in this spot, which happens to be the spot that I make my videos at, the last couple anyway. And I got a few minutes to get back to work, and I said, nah, alright, fuck it, let me just go in and make one. But yeah, so the camera might be a little shaky because I'm holding it myself right now by hand, but yeah, man, let me just get into some shit, man. So, life is funny, man, because I'm not saying don't have fun. I love fun, I do. I'm a fun guy. I like to have a good time like everybody else. But, there comes a time when, like, you just look at the reality that you're in and you're like, damn, man. It's like, for me personally, I see things and, I've talked about this in the past. I'm aware of the fact that I am immortal. Not this physical body, but, on a consciousness and energetic level. And I'm aware of all these other realities that I've been in and I am in at the same moment as I'm speaking these words. But it's like, sometimes you question, damn, in the reality that I'm in, am I getting too old, or is society simply just becoming more stupid, man? And it's like, not too long ago we had, like, I don't remember what it was. It was like set yourself on fire challenge or some shit. It was like all these young kids were running around setting themselves on fire in the bathroom. And then they had the ice bucket water challenge. And then there was some other shit after that. I don't know what it was. And then they had, now it's like the mannequin challenge. And, for me it's funny because I saw that on the news over here in Japan, like this morning. And I guess it just started. And I turned it on. I just went on YouTube right before I turned this video camera on. I said, let me just check to laugh. And there's already like tens of thousands and thousands of people, watching and going online. They're making their videos now. The mannequin challenge. It's like, I'm like, yo, man, is this what we've come to? Like, the most powerful forces in the universe, and we've, brought ourselves to, like, silly theatrics, is what I'll call them. If we're not setting ourselves on fire as a challenge for fun, then we're throwing buckets of water on ourselves, or we're, what was that other one? It was another one. I can't remember, some other challenge. But it's like, if we ain't setting ourselves on fire, or if we're not, dunking ourselves in ice water, or, I saw this guy somewhere in the internet, he dropped himself in a bathtub of Tabasco sauce, or another kid had a bathtub of Coca-Cola, and now we're like freeze framing ourselves as mannequins. It's like, damn, man. It kind of makes me, I don't want to say sad, but it's just like disappointed, man, because it's like, damn, the most powerful forces in the universe, and this is what we've been demoted to, is fucking circus clowns, man. And like I said, I'm not against having fun, but it's just like, damn, man, instead of a fucking mannequin challenge, or a set yourself on fire challenge. I can't even believe I'm saying that shit, but it's true. Kids were setting themselves on fire not too long ago. Not just kids, adults, I should say. But instead of that, why not have it like, the Lucid Dream challenge, or I don't know. I mean, it doesn't have to be a fucking challenge, because that's just reality, man. The dreams and all these words are just new things made up as conveniences by whoever brought these vocabulary, these words and these terms. But why not the consciousness challenge, or the meditation challenge, or I'm not saying I want to see these things, because that's stupid in itself also, but I'm just saying, like, why can't we be more productive, man? Like, thousands and thousands of people running around just freezing and becoming mannequins and taking pictures of this shit. It's like, why not do something more creative, man? Like, the artwork challenge, or people just create something or do something useful, man. But Anyway, stupid human tricks. You know, that's what I call it. But, you know, anyway. I just, like I said, I didn't plan to make this video. I just turned on the camera right now. I said, fuck, let me just start talking. Anyway, oh damn, the whole camera just went dark. Oh, I better go back. Another option. Yeah, it's kind of light though. Like all that. All right, I gotta turn a little bit. Anyway, though, like I said, the camera's gonna be moving around because I'm actually holding it in my hand. But yeah, man. So this is basically gonna be probably just a rant, but. So last night, right? Well, not last night, I should say. A couple of days ago. You know, when you go into all the realities, these dreaming realities, or whatever you want to call it, you're gonna have conversations with individuals, and we could call it, oh, it's your subconscious. No, it's just whatever. You're gonna have a conversation with individuals, and there's gonna be times of awareness when you're gonna know. Is this just, you know, like the usual nonsense that you run through in your dreams and shit going through the day? Or that what's been in your mind recently? Or you're really having conversations with other individuals that you have a connection with, and, you know, they're not really strangers, and you actually know them. So the other day, a few days ago, whatever, I was asleep, of course, in this reality, and I was in this other one. It was funny because, like, in that reality I was with this crew, like this group of people, and we were like in some meeting, and we just got together afterwards and we was talking, and whatever was happening in the meeting is like, you know, you come into things, these things already take place. So when you have these dreaming realities, like, those realities are already in existence, and they have been, and you just kind of, it's not that the dream started at that point with me being in a meeting. It's basically, that's from the moment that I was aware of it at that time. The meeting was already going on, and I just happened to be there. Well, when the meeting, as far as I understand it, what I can remember, that was already going on. Way before I got there. So this meeting, when I came into this meeting, consciously, it was basically coming to a close. So we left, and I remember. And this is the thing that's funny, because, like, even though my memory of it had just picked up at that point, I already, once I entered this reality, or that reality itself, you already have a knowledge of what was going on. So even though I wasn't into with that full interview or that full meeting, I pretty much already had the knowledge of what was going on in it without me being there, if you guys could follow me. So anyway, so I leave the meeting with these other group, you know, and there was a few characters, and we were just talking. And I remember we had a funny conversation, man, because, like, I was the main one. I was like, God, I'm so tired of this fucking human shit, man. And the other cats that I were with, they agreed with me. They're like, yeah, man, this shit is whack, man. This is bullshit, man. And pretty much we would just, it was cool. It was like a meeting of multidimensional beings in this other reality. And we basically would just, you know, I mean, we weren't stressing, but we were kind of just venting our views, you know. And the conversation was kind of like, well, I remember me, I was like, oh, man, I'm fucking tired of this human bullshit, man. Like, you know, and the other guys were like, yeah, man. I was like, yo, we're fucking, you know, we're, and this is exactly how it was going. Like, this is how I was saying it. I was cursing, and I was like, you know, this is fucking bullshit, man. This human shit is whack, man. I was like, you know, we gotta fucking play these games in society, and we gotta go to work, we gotta do all this nonsense, and they were like, yeah, man, I'm tired of this shit too. And, you know, each person, yeah, this fucking reality of men, man, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And I was like, yeah, man. I was like, the biggest fucking problem is, like, our powers are so limited, we barely non-existent, you know. But it was funny though, like, because we were laughing about it, and I was like, this is like, I can't wait till I fucking get out of this place, man. They're like, yeah, me too, man. You know, we'll hook up on when we get back to this side and shit. But now I'm probably leaving bits and pieces out because I'm just paraphrasing right now. But pretty much, it was a long conversation. We would just, each of us were going on this rant about, you know, fuck this, man, I'm tired of this bullshit. I gotta wake up in the mornings, take showers, go to work, you know, and basically it was a long talk, man. We were like, yeah, man, I miss the days when we would just, you know, fucking would just, you know, appear wherever we want and just make shit up, you know. And it was a whole creativity level of venting about us wanting to come back to the source of where we originated from. But at the same time, it was kind of like, we were like, yeah, well, you know, in terms of time though, this shit doesn't even matter. And like that's how we ended the conversation going into the end of it. We were pretty much like, yeah, to summarize, we were like, yeah, it sucks, but in terms of time, you know, we're fucking immortal, so this human shit, wherever we're at right now, whatever our perspective realities, is just a blink of an eye. It ain't gonna last that long anyway. You know, anyway, and it's true. But the point I'm telling you the story is this: like, I had that long conversation. It was a long conversation too, man. We were just talking and talking about, you know, it was like old friends reuniting, catching up on the usual bullshit, you know, of no different than when people go out for a drink or people finish work and like, ah, yeah, fucking the office today, blah blah blah, you know, and things like that. But the point I'm trying to make is that, you know, life may seem hard sometimes, and it is, you know, once in a while. I mean, you do have good points and your victories. It could be getting that job you always wanted, finding a good deal on something, sleeping with a person that you've wanted and desired for a long time, and you finally get them to the point where they acquiesce and, you know, let you share in the physical flesh. But yeah, you know, life, you know, we can say, oh, life sucks, life is hard. I mean, it's only hard if you want to make it hard. I mean, honestly, I mean, I'm sitting here now saying, oh, life is hard, but it really isn't. I mean, yeah, we get older, our physical vessels get old, and, you know, shit happens, and some people start to break down, but the main point, the main thing that keeps you going is the fact that when you know this is just some temporary stuff, man, that you're going through, and it ain't gonna last forever. And, you know, me having that experience while I was in that other reality, having this conversation with them, coming back to here, in this physical reality, it's like, it gave me an extra boost, honestly. I know this is sound like a downer story, but it's not. Now I'm getting to the good point. It gave me a boost, because like when I woke up that morning, I was like, oh, hell yeah, man, I feel fucking powered up. And the reason was, is like, that conversation, me being aware, conscious, knowing that I was in this other reality, knowing that, it's like as I was talking to these guys, I was fully conscious, and I was aware that the joke was, is like, as we were talking, we were like, yeah, well, where you at now? And like, oh yeah, I'm over here. I was like, yeah, well, my physical body right now is in the bed, you know, next to this girl and shit, man. And we were just laughing about it. But it was like, we were fully aware of our situation. It's not like this was just some dream, so-called dream playing out, and we're just going along with this talk. We were all, each of us were fully aware of our situation, you know, where we were and what we were, and who we were and what we were. We were aware at that moment. And, you know, coming towards the end of it, when it was finally about to end, it's like a feeling you get when you're about to return back to this physical reality. So I started to feel it, and I was like, oh shit, man, I'm being called back. And they were like, oh, already? I was like, yeah, man, I could feel it. And we basically said our goodbyes. And I said, yeah, well, I'll catch you when we get back over here. You know, we'll meet up again soon. Like, all right, man. And I woke up. And that's just another point, is like, I knew I was coming back. Like, it's a feeling. All this stuff is about feelings, man. And the feeling is like, I was aware of the fact that it's like a pulling. It can't be put into words, but I'm trying the best I can. It's kind of like a pulling feeling of consciousness, where a reverse feeling, like one feeling you get when you're about to enter the dream state, if that makes sense to you. You know, like people who've gone deep into their practice, they have a feeling when they're about to cross over. Or some of you might call it a feeling before going out of body. But, you know, it's like a feeling. And the same goes vice versa. It's a feeling when you're about to return back to physical reality. You feel yourself actually being pulled back. Now, there are times when you could extend the non-physical experience. You could extend it by doing certain things. And it's kind of hard to say, all right, well, this is the secret technique I'm going to give you to extend your lucid dream, because it really is a subjective thing. Like, you actually have to put in the work, man, and find out what works for you, because everybody works different. I know what works for me, and there are a lot of things that I do to extend it even further. Some beginners might go through, oh yeah, you gotta spin around 360 and fall backwards, and you know, and that might work for some beginners. But you know, at the level I'm on, people that I deal with, you just, how do I explain it? It's more of like a mental force of like, it's like willpower pretty much, you know? It's kind of like you use willpower, and this is when you start to have more of an understanding of your energy, your force, your... I lose words sometimes because like the individuals that I deal with, we don't really deal with like these words trying to break it down, but to make it simple, it's like you have a power, you are power, and basically you have to use force, energy, even anger to extend that state, dream state, or whatever you want to call it when you're in it. And it can be done because I've done it. I do it all the time. And this is where I've gone in the past about aggression, how aggression is actually, and anger can help you. And when you, like for me, like, you know, and that's the thing, like a lot of these spiritual books that say, oh no, love and light, you have to be peaceful, you have to be peaceful, don't think dark thoughts. I'm not saying think dark thoughts, but I'm just, for me, anger has always worked for me. Meaning in a sense of when I've been in non-physical situations in the dream state, and you know, there's 10 guys trying to kill me, or there's a crazy monster, and all that. This is going way back now, because I haven't dealt with this stuff in a long time, but in the very beginning, when I was remembering what I was, many years ago, I used force, you know, and basically what I mean was, it was kind of like, if you're surrounded by 10 gangsters trying to shank you or whatever, you're like, fuck that, you know, it's kind of like in your head. Basically, it's like a refusal to submit. And that's what I'm trying to get the point out here, is that going into non-physical realities, you have to be pretty much a badass, man. And when I say a badass, that's what I mean. You gotta be a badass. Like, you can't really, I don't want to contradict myself, because like I said, everybody's different, but at least for me and a few people I know, going in half-ass and, you know, love and light and thinking positive and all that, that's nice. I mean, it is. You should be positive. You should have love and light in your heart, but at the same time, like, sometimes that's not the situation you're faced with when you get to these, you know, the other side. And, you know, when you're in one of these situations where you got some thought forms or some energy forms or just other individuals in the non-physical landscape that want to fuck with you and hurt, because they can't kill you, they can't hurt you, but you know, they can fuck with you mentally on a psychic level. And you bring that shit back over to the other side when you wake up, and you be all paranoid and everything. But basically, it has to be like a refusal to submit to bullshit, man. And I've never submitted, you know. It's like from day one. I told you, my first experience of remembering what I was on one level was when I was like, it could have been 5 or 6 years old, something like that. And I used to have those nightmares about Freddy Krueger, which that was my initial point of kickstarting my memories back of what I was. And, you know, it got that dream nightmare shit terrorized me for a minute, until one day I was like, fuck that, man. I ain't fucking running from this asshole anymore. And pretty much that's when I became lucid conscious and I got my powers back. Some of them anyway, not all of them, but a lot of them. And basically, you have to refuse to give in to weakness. You can't be weak. You cannot be weak going into the other states, because this is what I want to drive. This is the point I'm trying to drive in. It's like, I know I was on that conversation with these other individuals, but about the woes of physical reality. But this is what I'm trying to drive home right now, is that you can't... God, I just lost my train of thought. So I got this guy staring at me, eating up hamburger and shit. He's all up in my business. It's alright, maybe he'll learn something. But anyway, you basically, like, you gotta be strong, man, and you have to be to a point where you can't give in to nonsense. You can't be weak. And this is not the point. I just had a good point that I was trying to make. I just lost it. Damn it, man. But I'll bounce on it. I'll get it back. But all right, reality warping. You know, it's like, are we reality warpers? And for those who read comic books a lot, you hear that term. Comic books or certain TV dramas. You, at some point, come across this concept of reality warpers, individuals that have this ultimate power to warp reality. And you know, that's cool. And we sit around, as far as comic book land goes, like, that's got to be the ultimate power, to warp your own reality. But the basic term to categorize is reality warping. And, you know, we sit down, we read stuff in comics or books, or we watch movies and The Matrix and all that. We go, wow, that's cool, man. I wish I could do that. And the truth is, you can. That is what we are. We are reality warpers. Now, I know people can say, oh, no, we're not. You know, I work 7 days a week and I have bills to pay, child support. If I was a reality warper. Look. We already know by now, if you've been following my videos, we know the situation, right? We're in a physical reality, so we're gonna have to, for now, as long as we're here, we're gonna have to follow certain rules of being in physical reality. But the point I'm trying to make is that, well, not technically, factually, we are reality warpers. That is what we are. And you have to come to the point of just fully understanding that. And this is why a lot of people, they can't lucid dream, they can't go out of body, they can't do all this stuff. A lot of it's just mental weakness. And I'm not saying this to put you guys down, but what I'm basically trying to say is that you have to come to that realization. It's a big difference between saying, yeah, I know I'm a reality warper, I'm powerful, and then you say, oh, I don't know, this is all bullshit. You have to be to the point where you just know 100%. This is just how it is. I mean, that's it. There's no doubt. Like, I'm in a physical reality, I could die any minute, I could get hit by a car, my fucking body be totaled, I'm gone. But you already know the reality that, you know, once you cross back over to the other side, you have full reign of all your abilities. And the reason why I consciously cross over every night, the reason why I could do all the things that I've told about in these videos is because I have no doubt. You know, when people try to attack me and, oh no, this is bullshit, this is that, that's exactly why they can't do it. You know, that's why. Because they have no belief. And the magic, man, the magic is you. You are magic. You know, I just saw something on this lucid dreaming blog that I'm on the internet, on Facebook. I think it's called Lucid. I don't remember the name right now. It's Lucid Dreaming something. It's on Facebook that somebody had me join, asked me to join, and somebody was like, "What do you guys think of this?" God bless them. And it was like, I think it was like lucid dreaming herb tea or something like that. Psychic. It's like lucid dreaming herb tea. And you're like, this will help you. It looked like some fake K1 weed or something like that. And it's like, you don't need all that stuff, man. I'm just laughing because it's funny, but you don't need any of that, man. You are the power. You have the power. You're a reality warper. And that's just how it is. Now, of course, there's going to be certain degrees of your abilities and talents, and everybody has their own range of what they can actually do. Oh, sorry, man, I'm coming to the camera. They have their own range of what's possible, but pretty much that's just how it is, you know. So, you know, we continuously grow, and I feel it, like, even though, like I said, I have all these abilities and things that I'm doing in my other realities and all this stuff, I'm still growing as well. There's never an end. And recently, I just feel myself, I'm going into a new phase, if for limited terms and the best I could put it. I mean, it's always a non-stop growing process, but I just feel it recently. Like, I'm kind of going into this next phase. And I told you guys before, like, my birthday had just passed for this physical reality, and I told you every year when it comes around that time, I go through these massive changes. But this one's a little bit different from the other. The other ones have been pretty much the same, but this one, I actually feel myself going into like this, I don't know, it's like a whole nother level, man, where I'm feeling a lot more calmer. My abilities in the dream state are expanding, and that's what, like, these meetings I've been having, these other states and these other realities, it's the things that I'm doing now in non-physical reality are going, it's like I'm breaking new ground, if I could put it in that, you know, for lack of a better term. I'm breaking new ground, and I'm going into some stuff that's like really, I don't want to say out there, but I'm using my abilities in other ways that I haven't done in the past. And I pretty much have a much more solid grip of my abilities. Like now, like there used to be times when like I wanted to fly, and then this is going way back, and I had to flap my arms, and then like the telekinesis and all these other things. But now it's pretty much like once I enter the reality and I'm conscious, I'm aware this is my reality, and that's it. It's like, now sometimes I enter other realities that are not mine, and it's kind of like a group shared thing, just like how we're sharing this wonderful reality here and call it physical reality, Earth, one. No, I'm just kidding, but you know, physical reality. But pretty much, you know, you're into this reality, and yeah, I mean, you're into other realities, and sometimes it's just shared, and sometimes it's just yours. And your homework or something for you to work on is to know, when can you differentiate when you enter these other states? Is it your reality? Is it a shared reality? The individuals you meet, are they just thought forms that you have dreamt up that are part of your dreamscape, or are they really conscious beings from other realities just like you doing a pit stop? But I'm gonna make another video on this because I gotta go, and you know, this is real heavy stuff that we're getting into. But to summarize, and I think I gotta get more into the reality warping because this is not enough. And I think you guys want more. If you want more, just tell me. Put in the comments section that you want to get more into this reality warping stuff. But yeah, I gotta finish up now, so I gotta get back. But this is just a quick video rant. Like I said, I didn't actually make a plan to do this. I just was sitting here chilling, you know, in my own landscape, and I was like, just turn the camera on. So the camera's shaking. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't give anybody motion sickness and shit. But I'm gonna get back at y'all, man. But yeah, like I said, I'm entering like another level now, man, and it's going into some other stuff that is heavy. But yeah, just for me to finish on this, just remember what I'm saying. I'll give you something to meditate on. You are a reality warper. You have the ability to, how do I say, like, you know, we watch TV shows, right? Like, there was this TV show once called Heroes, and they had this character named Siler. And basically Siler was a cool character, the actor, Zachary Quinto, I forgot. I hope I didn't fuck up his name. Zachary Quinto, I think. And I like him, cool actor. And he played the character Siler pretty badass. And pretty much he was this, you know, Heroes, the TV show about people who start waking up with abilities. And basically his was intuitive aptitude, where he would take people's powers by understanding them. And like for the first couple of seasons, he had to cut people's heads open, and he was a serial killer, a psychopath, cutting people's heads open and analyzing the brain to find out where their powers lie, and then he would mimic them. And at some point later in the series, he would just, through empathy, just gain their powers that way, without having to kill them if he didn't want to. Of course, he'd like to kill them, but that was his choice, but he didn't have to kill them. And it's pretty much the same with us. I mean, not the psycho part, cutting people's heads open, but, you know, that ability to obtain powers and telekinesis and fly in the dream state and in non-physical reality, that's what it is, man. It's like, we have that ability through empathy and through just feeling. Like, you just know. You encounter other beings in the dream state or other reality, see what they're doing, and you just understand. It's an understanding. If you want to fly, you just have a feeling of how to fly. You want to use telekinesis, it's a feeling. Like I said, no one taught me how to use telekinesis. It was a process, and I started off slow in non-physical reality and dream states, moving coins and moving pens. And then at some point, it started to escalate, and it went up, and then I finally got to the point where I could do cars. And I tried a building one time, and it was too much, and knocked me back to physical reality. And then, you know, I'm at the point now where I'm lifting ships and creating planets and all this other shit. But that's another story. But that is something to think about, man. There are no limits to non-physical reality. There are limitations here in physical reality, and you're gonna have to deal with them, including me. As badass as I think I am in these other realms, I gotta follow the rules here too. But you can leave here anytime you want via meditation, dreams, imagination, which those are all connected anyway. But just think about that, guys. You are reality warpers. Alright. Catch you up back later. Peace out.